This video completely changed the way that I understand all of the hatred that we're seeing in the world right now. It just flipped the entire narrative on my script. And I'm somebody who thinks that they know quite a lot about the things that are going on and the hatred and the anti-Semitism and the Islamization, etc. But Douglas Murray, of course, just does a better job than anybody else could possibly do in making it so clear what is actually going on. And what does anti-Semitism and hatred mean for us as a society? He's brilliant. He's genius. I love him. I think he's honestly one of the best people in the universe. And he's somebody who's been calling this stuff out for years, with not a lot of public admiration. And I'm so grateful that finally people are like, this man is a genius and amazing. And we need more voices like them. More voices who are totally courageous and in the face of adversity and real adversity, right? Like people threatening his life, he's willing to say, I see the truth. I see what's right. I see what's wrong, and I'm not backing down. And if you believe that voices like this need to be normalized, then why are you not yet following our channel? Just hit that subscribe button, because that's what we're doing here. We are trying to normalize a conversation in which we get rid of the radicals, in which we are willing to call out the crazies for what they are doing, and finally provide a voice that just normalizes what truth and reason feels like. That's exactly what we do here on this channel. If you want to be part of our mission, join us. You will not regret it for 1 second. Let's see what the wonderful Douglas Murray had to say, which completely blew my mind.
It's an idea I found in the great Soviet Jewish writer Vasily Grossman, who in the middle of his masterpiece Life and Fate devotes 4 pages to the nature of anti-Semitism. In the midnight of the 20th century, between Stalingrad and Treblinka, he takes this extraordinary passage and he talks about, yes, one of the things is that he says that he explains where anti-Semitism can be found everywhere, left, right, up, down, It can come from any direction because it's a shape-shifting virus. But the observation that Grossman makes, which is I'm really keen to put out there for more people to think about, as I have been, is
are you ready for
that
it?
He says everywhere it's a mirror to the person who suffers from it. It tells us nothing about the Jews, but it tells us the person who suffers from it. It's a mirror to their own failings. And yes, one of the examples he gives is, of course, that the Nazis accused the Jews of being racists.
And wanting world domination.
Yeah.
I'm mind blown.
Almost sounds like someone. Yeah. So the Nazis were telling us something about themselves in their accusations against the Jews.
This is genius. Anti-Semitism is a mirror in the same way that when you have a kid who bullies another kid, it's not an indicator of the kid that's being bullied. It's an indicator of what's going on in the inner world of the bullier. People who are anti-Semitic, it's a mirror and a reflection of their own hatred towards themselves. The Nazis thought the Jews were racists and wanted world domination. What these groups think about the Jews, what these groups think about us as a group, that is an indicator to who they really are. It's actually nothing to do with us. Isn't that mind-boggling? I find that to be just truly astounding.
I think the same thing's happening today. I think we're seeing projection on a colossal scale.
How might that work with, let's say, Islamists and woke people who are both, in some respects, anti-Semitic?
Well, Islamists accuse particularly the Jewish state of everything they want to do. Only 1 in 4 British Muslims, revealed in a poll last year, believe that Hamas carried out murders and rapes on October the 7th. But they accuse the IDF of rape. By the way, I mean, it's a very weird one because, I mean, having been embedded with the IDF, I don't think any IDF soldier goes into Gaza thinking, look at all the women here I can... In fact, I know they don't. It's an obscene libel against the Israeli soldiers. But this is, of course, what Hamas did and what they boasted of and what they filmed and put out to the world. And so the people who accuse Israel's soldiers of rape are the people who are covering for rapists or are rapists themselves. It's an extraordinary thing to witness.
Guys, it makes so much sense.
They say things like Israel kills babies. Okay. Hamas broadcast its killing of babies. Hamas just had a dead baby parade in Gaza when they were handing back the Bibas children from captivity where they'd killed them. Every time, the accusation they make against the Jewish state is the thing they are guilty of themselves.
It's amazing.
Colonialist expansion as well, you mentioned.
Colonialist expansion. Ayatollah Khomeini, when he thanked American and other students for coming out on the anti-imperialist, anti-colonialist cause on campuses and so on, when he thanks them, he accuses Israel, as he has repeatedly, as the Iranian revolutionary government has repeatedly for decades, accuses Israel of being a colonizing state. Which regime has colonized the great people of Persia since 1979? The Iranian revolutionary government. Who has gone on in our own lifetimes and in recent years in particular to colonize Iraq, colonize Syria, colonize and destroy the great country of Lebanon, formerly great, colonize Yemen, colonize Gaza, but they say that the Jews are colonialists. The one other obvious example is President Erdogan in Turkey, who accuses the Israelis of being occupiers. I don't know if you've been to northern Cyprus.
No.
This is nuts.
So that's occupied for the last 50 years by the Turkish government that illegally invaded Cyprus, stole the north part of the country. We're still in a situation, half a century later, where a NATO member state occupies half of an EU member state. You would have thought that that's the sort of thing people would be irked about, annoyed, maybe even protest about. But from one year to the next, there's no mass movement in any Western city, and there's not been any encampment in any American campus to right the injustice of the occupation of northern Cyprus. But again, all Erdogan is doing, all the Turkish government are doing by accusing the Israelis of being occupiers, is revealing who they are. They're occupiers.
And then I suppose the woke, they see Jews sometimes and Israelis as super white and privileged, which they tend to be themselves as well.
I think that is a very interesting corner, that one, which deserves thought. I saw the video the other day of Muslim students at Princeton screaming, "Go back home," to Jewish students. I mean, that's some kind of, what do they think they're not right welcome there? I mean, there's some kind of version of projection going on there, and maybe they think they should go back home, or
fear being told
to go back home. It's an extremely revealing aspect of all of this. But as you know, and as I tried to bring across in that Rogan episode, anti-Semitism is always a problem for Jews first, but it is my certain belief that it's a problem for everyone else next, because once you start playing with this dark matter, you are going to open the gates of every other hell as well. And you don't have to be a pseudo-historian to know that. You've just got to have any memory.
We're so used to talking about the fact that anti-Semitism is an indicator to everybody in the world of what's coming to them next. But we don't think about the fact that all of these accusations against us are literal projection. I mean, I don't know. Am I the only one who's completely shocked by this revelation? 3 years I haven't stopped thinking about this topic, and that hasn't crossed my mind once, that everything that they hate about us ends up being who they really are. Oh, the Jews are dividing America. The Jews are the ones who really want to control what goes on behind the scenes in America. Oh, the Jews are the ones who have other ideas of what should happen in this country than what's going on at the moment. It's mad. It's a totally mad thought. The protesters, Jews kill babies. We're colonial. It's a mad thought, and hopefully it gives you a little bit of peace to realize that actually so much of this hatred is actually nothing to do with us. And we have to just keep on doing the good thing, keep on going, keep on fighting. They're always going to come and try and blame us. That's on them. And realize that they've got a lot of work that they need to do. And until they do that, we don't really particularly have to take them that seriously. Maybe we should take them more seriously than we do. I don't know. But at the end of the day, anti-Semitism is an indicator of their flaws. It's not an indicator of ours. And that, my friends, is Douglas Murray's genius lesson for us today. Thank you for your attention to this matter.